Good morning. This is Dr. Alicia. Um, right now, we're going to talk about very quickly myopic perception and the Yerkes and law performance for trauma. I am not all right. Intrusion, avoidance, negative cognitions and mood, arousal, reactivity. Okay. So to jump ahead with the myopic, right, we're thinking of the middle area as the amygdala, right? This is the prefrontal cortex. All of your planning, executive functioning, all the complex thoughts, emotions, things that you have to really like lots of planning. You can think of it as also empathy, right? That often when the amygdala is triggered and it is pure amygdala, right? We're not activating this portion. It is pure amygdala, let's say traumatic event and all of those symptoms that we talked about of I am not all right. Often when that happens, people become myopic. Myopic is taken from vision. It basically means myopic is only when you're thinking of what's in front of you, like horse blinders, and not necessarily the peripheral aspects. So not really thinking, planning, executive functioning, right up here. Not all the planning, executive functioning, or the things that you really need for empathy or even good performance. Let's just put it that way. You have to, if you're, let's say, on a call and you're giving glasses and they're blacked out and you can't see on the side and they're blinders and you only see in front of you, in front, it's going to be, you're not going to know what to do. You're not going to make the decisions that are necessary, that are helpful. You're going to want to see your full peripheral. And you have to be in some sort of like a healthy range of stress, right? In order to experience all of the peripheral. Okay, really good. Myopic. We don't want myopic. We want all peripheral and in front of us. We want the most information from the environment so we can make the best decision, whatever is happening. When we're in this space of, let's say, trauma, flashbacks, intrusive thoughts, think of all those symptoms: poor sleep, poor cognition, poor mood, just overwhelmed, underwhelmed. Just there's so much going on. If someone is reacting to like an event and they're not recognizing them, it's trauma, right? It's so clouded with information, so clouded with just not being able to make the decision that they need to make in the moment, or use empathy, or activate the prefrontal cortex, right? They're stuck in the myopia and stuck in the amygdala area. Right? I'll talk about in another video how does somebody become unstuck and what does that treatment look like. So that'll be in a different video. For now, I like to say that therapy in this aspect of trauma and PTSD is often a way to buy back that space, right? You want to buy it back. You don't want to be present focused. You don't want to be angry all the time. You don't want to be drinking too much. You don't want to be avoiding the house. You don't want to be taking more shifts that you physically and emotionally are capable of doing. You don't want to, like, you start to become like, and understand that maybe this is the result of a traumatic event, right? And you recognize it. Then therapy is buying the space back. I'm not just looking at the myopic. I'm not just the blinders. I'm ripping off the blinders, and therapy is about opening up your life. So there's more purpose. You're putting back that prefrontal cortex, reactivating the frontal portion. Okay. So now that I kind of explained that, I'm going to talk about the what's called Yerkes-Dodson law performance curve, and kind of even not even just focus on the trauma aspects, which can involve this, but kind of look at stress, short-term, long-term stress, it kind of looks like a bell curve. The bell curve, most people are in the middle, and basically it's not a metaphor, but it's statistically saying that you want to be in the middle because that's where you can make the best decisions and have the best and optimal performance. And what we mean by performance, we mean cognitively, we mean emotionally, we mean even physically. Okay, physically the best performance. When we're thinking about the red zone, I call the red zone. Okay, red zone, if it's low, we don't have any pressure. It's just not stressful enough to make us concerned or want us to do something, right? We don't have any motivation. Who cares? Who gives a flying F? Okay. And when there's low pressure and low stress and low motivation, um, and just not caring, there's little to low performance, right? If somebody is not invested in what they want to do, let's say be a psychologist, okay, or be a police officer, or be a healthcare worker, or be frontline in some aspect. If I'm not invested and I don't document and I don't sit there and really passionately listen to what I'm hearing, the content as well as nonverbal, like there's multiple things that happen when I'm working with a patient. The performance is going to be low and I will get fired, right? You have to think of it like that. But if we have at least a decent amount, let's say moderate, let's say that's you're moderate, like I'm good today. We're good. We're good and stable. Motivation is, we're at a good morning where we know what we're gonna do for the day. That's like a really good moderate high. You have the pressure, you have the motivation, you have the intention, you have the all of those things. You have a good amount of stress, healthy amount of stress, to where your performance is going to be moderate or high, like high performance. Like if somebody's always working on it and it's in a healthy way, great, stay there, right? And you might fluctuate. Some people fluctuate comfortable, do the job, to a little bit stretch, right? But enough to where the performance is there. Maybe it's not the peak of the performance, their performance, right? Everyone has a different place. Everyone has a different level. Then you're coming to very high, where if people stay in the zone, they will burn out. It is a guarantee that that individual will burn out. Now, burnout can be in many different ways, emotionally, mentally, physically. It can be exhaustion. It can be always tired. And we'll talk about burnout also. So, okay, if you have any questions, send them to Heather or you can email me yourself. All right, y'all have a good day.